to being a freak eater. But Realus just tells him to stop looking so grossed out. Realus is out here enjoying his snack like it is a bell pepper, while his mentors watch in shock. The peace is short-lived as three giant mantises crawl out from the trees to surround them. Nicola points out that there are many of these bugs out today as they prepare for a group battle. He warns Realus to stay alert while the veterans charge forward to show him how it is done. While dodging attacks, Realus realizes his perception has shifted and he can see their movements. He starts to wonder if that monster meat gave him a major power boost. He notices their attack range is pretty narrow if he stays out of reach of the scythes. The mentors continue their assault, but the focus remains on the boy finding his rhythm in the heat of battle. Using a tree to block their path, Realus spots an opening and realizes the beast cannot keep up with his speed. He grips his sword and goes all in for the next strike. The first strike lands, but Sharon is already yelling that it is too shallow. Nicola joins in, screaming for our boy to aim straight for the head before the bug can recover. Everything starts to slow down as Realus enters the zone, just like his past life experiences. He focuses all his weight into the sword, knowing he only has one shot to make this count. With a powerful swing, he cleaves through the monster's head in one clean motion. The beast never even saw it coming. The mentors are left speechless, unable to even track his movement with their eyes. Meanwhile, Realus just collapses onto the grass to catch his breath after that sudden burst of speed. Staring at his blade, he can hardly believe he actually pulled it off. A genuine smile breaks out as the reality of his victory finally sinks in. Our boy lets out a victory cry, pumping himself up after surviving his first real trial. He is definitely feeling like the main character now. While he celebrates his win against the Sitnum, the mentors watch from the sidelines with some very complicated expressions. Realus is too hyped to notice that something darker might be lurking in the shadows. The reason for their abnormal numbers is still a mystery, just like the shadow of the Chimera looming over him. For now, he is just starting to notice the power he is carrying deep within himself. At a local tavern where the vibe is heavy with secrets, Natalia is currently grilling her two best scouts, unable to believe they couldn't even keep up with the boy's speed. Nicola scratches his head, guessing that Realus might be using accidental enhancement magic, but the team is definitely struggling to explain how a supposed slave could pull off such high-level moves. Natalia isn't here for the guessing games. She stands tall behind the counter and confirms that whatever happened back there was definitely magic. As she takes a drag from her pipe, she recalls that strange pulse of energy from earlier. It's all starting to make sense, because that massive mana signature she felt in the forest belonged to him. Basic physical buffs don't let you move faster than the eye can see. Natalia keeps her eyes sharp, determined to figure out exactly what kind of broken magic our boy is actually using. Across the room, some veteran hunters are tallying up their kills for the day. They've noticed something weird, though. These monsters weren't hunting. They were running for their lives from something way more dangerous. Natalia realizes that Realus's crazy survival story is actually starting to check out. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and she knows the real storm is finally starting. Back at the tavern, our boy is practically glowing as he stares at the massive pile of gold he just earned. It is the biggest payout he has ever seen, and he is feeling like a high roller. Corona is completely stunned by the haul. She leans in with a curious look, asking him what he even plans to do with that much cash. He does not even have to think about it. He is dedicating every single coin to the shop that took him in when he had nothing. He explains that he owes them a debt of gratitude that money can barely cover. The pile is big enough to pay for 30 full servings if they spread it out over a few days. Dominic is not interested in the charity, though. He tells the kid to stop worrying about them and focus on fixing up his own gear first. A feast hits the table, featuring everything from roasted chicken to fresh greens. Dominic is ready to dig in and tells everyone to quit stalling. Corona leads the celebration for his first successful hunt. They all raise their mugs for a well-earned toast. Realus notices that toasts are a thing in this world as he watches Dominic finish a drink. The local men are impressed by his first kill and ask if he is already an official adventurer. Even Corona gets in on the action, cheering for her big brother to keep doing his best. Our boy takes his first sip of fruit wine and finds himself actually enjoying the moment. He downs the drink while the older guys comment on how much spirit the youth have. For once, he thinks he might actually be happy. Back at the guild, Natalia drops a bombshell by revealing that his mentors are away on a different assignment. She tells him his training is officially over after just one day, leaving him to handle things on his own. Realus is stunned that his safety net is already gone. Natalia suggests some low-level tasks like guarding farmers or monitoring monsters, figuring he can manage. Realus is still nervous about going solo, but he gets distracted by a strange crystal on the desk. He has never seen anything like it and asks what it is for. Natalia explains that it is a mana measuring device meant to glow when touched by someone with magic. She tells him to touch it with either hand to see what happens. Realus looks incredibly hyped to finally test his luck. In his past life, magic was just something he saw in games and manga. He thinks back to the incredible power Sharon used earlier and wonders if he can finally cast magic himself. Our boy is practically glowing with excitement as he reaches out to the device. He is ready to see if he has what it takes to be a real mage, but as soon he touched it, nothing happened. Natalia dismisses the failed test with a casual comment, leaving the air heavy with silence. Our boy tries to laugh off the awkwardness to cover up the fact that his magic test was a total disaster. He heads out for his first solo request, leaving Natalia to wonder about the strange results. He is certain he used magic during his training, so the dead crystal makes zero sense. Rolling up to the local farmland, he decides to be helpful and offers the workers some extra hands. He is just looking for a way to stay busy while on guard duty. The farmers are not buying his story and assume he is just trying to squeeze them for extra cash. He tries to flex his monster hunting record, but his small frame is not doing him any favors. Since they will not let him touch the crops, he settles for watching the perimeter to ensure the area stays safe. While he wonders if his seniors are off on an epic quest, he keeps his hand on his sword just in case. A sudden scream from the distance breaks the peace and puts him on high alert. He finally makes it back to the tavern where Corona is waiting with a warm welcome. Word travels fast in this town, and everyone already knows about the two monsters he handled during his shift. At the local tavern, things are looking up as the patrons praise his hard work. Our boy is just happy he only had to deal with two monsters today, even if he is a bit bummed they were not on the menu. He practically begs the cook for a meal, still hung up on how good those monsters would have tasted. The chef just keeps flipping the pan, used to the kid's weird appetite. The vibe takes a sharp turn when a warrior with an eye patch walks through the door. Even the cook is surprised to see Bartolo in a place like this. This new dude is not impressed, calling our MC a scrawny brat and questioning why someone would recommend him. He even goes as far as saying the old man has gone senile. Our boy is not about to let anyone disrespect the person who helped him. He stands up and points a finger, declaring that while he can take the insults, he will not forgive anyone who mocks the old man. Corona leans in to drop a reality check, whispering that this giant is actually the master of the Adventurers Guild. Regulus immediately freezes up, his brave face vanishing in a second. Before he can even apologize, the guildmaster sends him flying with a single move. He hits the floor in shock, trying to process what just happened as the warrior looks down on him. Bartolo stands tall in the shop with his sword drawn. Dominic is not happy about the sudden guest and demands to know what the guildmaster is doing in his place. Bartolo